Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the KV-2, the Tier 6 Soviet heavy tank with the 152mm howitzer on its in its turret, and this one's located on the east spawn of Studzianki under the command of Duck and Run. Well, that 152mm howitzer will do 910 output if it can penetrate, and it's got 86mm of penetration. 3.66 meters is the burst radius as well, because remember, this is a howitzer. It's firing HE, and HE has got a splash radius, especially a caliber shell this big, because it's the sort of shell or the sort of howitzer you'd normally find in an artillery piece. Well, this coronavirus skin, by the way, if you want to get that and put it on your tank, we'll leave instructions and a link down in description so you can download it and put it on your vehicle. It comes from Sir Rusty, and he develops all the skins for What Arty Noobs, and we rather like them. For obvious reasons, this is for the coronavirus quarantine KV-2, derping the enemy and destroying them as a response to coronavirus, you could say. Well, the KV-2 and the KV-2R on the enemy team are hiding, but not for long. Yep, he just wiped that KV-2R out with one shot. He made a big mistake. He actually drove directly in front of the line of fire. They knew he was here. They'd seen him. But he just drove right in front and took the punishment. Unfortunately, we just lost the T-34-85M. Was killed by the enemy T-52. But Duck and Run is sitting at the other end of the factory railway line, waiting for that enemy to come back. Oh, his teammate just took a round. He's in a pretty poor position, that other KV-2. Ray wins. He's actually fairly open against the enemy. He's decided he's going to go straight through. I don't blame him for doing that. That's perfectly normal. A lot of people would do that. It does put him in a bit of danger. Duck and Run angles his machine so that he can actually move out without actually flipping up. And the other KV-2, well, somebody's firing into him from the north, I think, because he's taken some damage. Ray wins. Oh, he just went down to a T-34-85M, and I think that guy is in the north, in the forest, in the wood to the north. Still waiting for that KV-2 to come back. Oh, T-52 comes into sight. He was seen, so he's pulling back. Not that he has to fear the T-52, it's just the KV-2 might suddenly come around the corner and fire one at him, derp him. Just poking out again, no sign of the enemy. Looks like that enemy KV-2 doesn't want to come out to play. I'd caution about going down that track line though. After Ray Wins got wiped out, it probably wouldn't be a good idea to do the same. We can see where the enemy T-34-85M is. He's up in the woods. He keeps popping in and popping out again. Let's go and have another look. Always worth making sure that your gun is pointing in the direction where you're going to fire when you move out like that, because it's the actual turret rotation that makes the reticule bloom. If the vehicle's turning, it makes it bloom up, but if the vehicle is just moving straight forward in a straight line, it doesn't necessarily cause the reticule bloom, and that means it's much easier to hold your aim on a target. We saw a thunderbolt in the distance. He fires at that. I think he was kind of distracted by that T-52, who's making a run back to his own lines. But there are a number of enemy tanks over there, including a Fury. And he's backed off a bit just to make sure that tree doesn't pre-detonate the shell. I don't think it would, actually, to be honest, but I've seen many players actually just shoot straight through trees. They assumed that the tree wouldn't detonate the shell. In reality, it probably would make the shell detonate. I think the team are moving up on that Fury, so he's going to probably react very shortly. We've got the T-52 going down the trench or the river towards the bottom, and oh, now they're moving. Here we go. Any second now, and I think it's that T-3485 is going to be the one that moves up. Yes, here he goes. It's worth a shot. Oh, enemy tank. T-52. Lovely shot. Right into him. 322 hit points of damage. He's not a happy bunny now. And he's popped up out of the trench. Out of the river. And now he's making it back to his own lines. But will he get there in time before Duck and Run puts one into him? Nope. Didn't get that. But somebody got that Wizzy 131G because he was actually set alight. Now, I had the feeling that there is a direct line of sight on the Fury down there. I think there is a gap between the houses. And it looks like the Hellcat and the T-3485M have taken control of the woods to the north of the factory. But the Hellcat goes down to an Arty round from our M44. That's good news. And that just leaves the T-3485M and possibly a P-43 Biz. And there, oh my god, look at that. KV-2 suddenly realises, oh, what's looking at me? It's a KV-2. Too late. He doesn't react fast enough and he's out the game. Another kill. It's a good game for Duck and Run so far. And the KV-2 is moving up. He's coming. We're loaded now. Good hit, 453, but he's not. Yeah, unfortunately, we're going to take some damage because he obviously, and we will reload before he will, so he will die with the next shot. Ready, ready. He won't be able to get a shot before us. Here we go. One shot's all it takes, and we block shots from a T-52. Who actually poked his nose round the corner, and our Fury has dealt with him. So that's 2 kills now in a short order. So now he's got 3 kills. He's the top scorer in the game so far. So he doesn't have to worry except for that T-3485M in the North Wood. But our Fury's keeping him at bay. Looks like the enemy's done badly in the south because they've just lost their T-3485, but now their SU-100 is in the open. Unfortunately, he fluffed the shot there. He wasn't dialed in on the target, so I understand that. There's a tremendous temptation to fire when the enemy is moving and you're not fully dialed in, and then the shell doesn't go exactly where you want it to. But he's got the other T-3485. He's fully dialed in. And he gets a hit. 350. Good hit. It's not a penetrating shot, but it's certainly enough to make him think twice. He's now very vulnerable. He's only got 18% of his health left. He's still dangerous, though. And I think he's still there. Yes, he is. Finish him off. Oh! Didn't get the kill. That went to the M44. But I think that SU-100 is still in the trench. I call it a trench, but actually it is a riverbed. It's a river that runs straight up the middle. And here comes. Thank you. Showed us his posterior and we put a hole in it. Nice one, Duck and Run. 4th kill. He's easily leading now. The M44 is coming up behind him though with 3 kills. They could platoon now to actually get a brothers in arms. Game's not over though. Still 5 enemy out there. 2 in the north and a tank destroyer and 2 Arty back near their cap. But that means they are vulnerable. If they've only got a tank destroyer back there and he can be taken out, then we know that there's only 2 in the north and 2 Arty and that's it. Looks like their P43 Biz understands the problem, and there all of a sudden the Wizzy 131 comes into sight. He's been spotted, but he's behind that ridgeline. He's moving to defend his position. I suspect that that P43 Biz is taking up defensive position just at the other end of the factory. T3485M is at the south end of the factory. So he's going to have a look through the gap. Can't see him. Our Fury's moved up to the wood. They're relinquishing positions because they're falling back. And there's the P43. He knows he can't move through now because he knows that he's going to get taken out if he does. So he's kind of trapped there. The T-34 was seen moving just towards the railway line just as we lost sight of him. He might be about to poke his nose round the corner and take a shot at us to help his P-43 teammate. Yeah, there's the T-3485. He's moved down into the dip. He's going to pop up. Thank you very much. Oh, just missed him. Oh dear. We're reloading as quickly as he can. 2 loaders on this tank. It's 2-part ammunition. It is a howitzer, projectile, and a throwing charge or firing charge. Now, if that T-3485M does the same again, he's after that Fury. Oh, the enemy Arty got the Fury. So it's now 5 versus 5. This is getting very tight. There's the P-43 testing the water again. Oh, and the shell went straight over the front of the tank. And I suspect that the P-43 now knows that he can move without being shot at. Going back to have a look. Oh, there's the T-34. Oh, big mistake by the T-34. He stayed there, didn't pull back quickly enough, and duck and run finished him off. 5 kills, 1/3 of the enemy team now. And he's almost loaded. They're running short of time now to get this finished. The Wizzy 131's moved back, and oh, we just lost one of our Arty who was moving up. He propelled himself over to the west side, but he got found by the Wizzy 131 and taken out the game. So it's now 4 versus 4. And there's the 2-minute warning. Now, is that P-43 Biz going to poke his nose out? He might not do it after seeing his teammate done. Oh, he's not there. And there's the P-43. He actually went round. And we know there's nobody in the forest to the north. And in fact, now we've got the support of a T-3485 who's come up to help us. I'd go round one side and let the T-34 hold him on the other side. And then we'd catch him in the crossfire. And there's no way he can get away from it that way. So drive round the corner. Come up behind the P-43. And let him have it in the ass. There's a Top Gun waiting for you if you get this one right. You've got his ass. Yes! Top Gun. Potentially with a high caliber as well. And that's the 1-minute warning. There's still 3 enemy out there. They haven't got enough time to cap unless they all cap together. And I'm not sure they can do that. Not without getting shot at by the enemy and reset. There's one of the enemy. The Su-8's been found. It's a long-range shot. Oh, and the T-3485M gets him. So now they're racing towards the other side of the battlefield, trying to find the last remaining enemies. I don't think they've got enough time left to do it. Yeah, they're all homing in now, except for the M44 who's staying behind to give support fire. 15 seconds left. I don't think it's possible now. I think it's just too much time, and we don't know where the Wizzy 131G is. 6 seconds, 5, 4, P43. They found the M44. He fires at the T-3485, but the clock runs out and it's all over. It's a draw. So a nice little Top Gun. Let's have a look and see what else Duck and Run managed to get. It's an ace tanker for Duck and Run in the KV-2. He managed to get a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits in this one. He got 18. He got a fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points for his own vehicle, a high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game, and a Top Gun for getting at least 6 kills. He got 6. In fact, that last one was quite choice actually, shooting into the rear of that P43 Biz. Team score wise, highest damage, 3,457 hit points of damage. The next high scorer being the M44 on his own team with 2,079 hit points, followed by the SU-100 on the enemy team with 1,650. When it came to kills, it was definitely Duck and Run with the highest number. 6 kills to him, 3 kills to the M44, and 2 kills to the Wizzy 131G FT, the T-52 and the T-3485M on the enemy team. And when it came to base XP, it was Duck and Run again with 911. 564 went to the T-3485M. Sorry, not the M1, this is the standard one. And then 498 went to the M44. He fired 14 rounds in that game. That's a lot for a KV-2. 9 direct hits, 4 penetrations and 5 splash. Damage of 3,457 hit points, of which 350 were at more than 300 meters. He received 6 hits from the enemy in that game, 1 penetrated, 4 non-penetrations and 1 hit by way of splash damage. And he blocked damage of 375 hit points in total, spotted 1 enemy vehicle, damaged 8 of the enemy, killed 6 and did 46 hit points of damage assistance. On a free-to-play account, he earned 33,285 credits, got 3,153 for the Achievements Award. That's for getting an Epic or a Battle Hero medal in a losing or a drawn game. And his total came to 36,438 credits. After repair and ammunition resupply, he took away a profit of 23,038 credits, which is not bad from a free-to-play account. He received 911 base XP, got 519 for the Achievements Award, and also a personal missions payout of 5,000 XP, totaling 6,430 experience points altogether. It was such a pity that it was a draw because he was doing so well and he was doing so much work. He killed 2/5 of the enemy team, and yet unfortunately it turns out to be a draw because they didn't have enough time left to find the enemy. I think if it had been another couple of minutes, maybe they would have been able to find the enemy and kill them, but as it was, I think it was the fact his own teammates weren't giving him enough support so he could get rid of that P43 and that T-3485M and then free him up so he could actually move and do some damage on the enemy in their own area. So sadly, it wasn't a win on this occasion, but it shows that he still has the ability to score an ace tanker even in a draw. Very well played, Duck and Run. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like and do subscribe to our channel, please. And thanks for watching.